Welcome, Riddell Sports Network. I am Dan. This is Dare.
Yo.
And Dave.
Uh,
And we're going to start with our picks. We'll probably have Dave just send them in. So I got to tally up the ones from the last couple weeks. But anywho, NFL Week 10 predictions with the betting odds and the spread. We'll just go back and forth. So starting tonight with the Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. Bengals plus 5.5, over under 52.5.
you know, this shifted a lot. It was 6.5 yesterday. It shifted a lot. I think this is going to definitely be a high scoring game. So I'm going to take the over.
Yeah.
Now the 5.5, it's a tough one. I'm going to have to go Ravens here. They've owned the Bengals every time they played them. So yeah, we'll go Bengals minus 5.5, and I'm taking the over.
I'm going to go with the Bengals plus 5.5 and definitely going the over. It's going to be a shootout.
Not every Thursday night game has been great.
Entertaining.
Yeah, at all. But this one is a good one. This is what they should do more, is make it like a Monday night or Sunday night football game where it's two really good teams.
Well, Sunday night football's been kind of...
Yeah, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah. They should... I think in the beginning of the year, not with Thursday night, but with Monday night, they kind of try that because they have a bunch of Jets primetime games and they didn't expect them to be this terrible. All they had to do was listen to me.
What was the one a couple weeks ago? Was during the World Series? It was Steelers and
Giants.
Yeah, that was
Steelers and Jets.
No, I think it was Giants. Was it Jets?
Well, they did Steelers Jets on Sunday night and Steelers Giants on Monday night. It's terrible.
Yeah, not great.
Unbelievable. All right. Look at this state. New York Giants at Carolina Panthers. Giants minus 6.5. Over under 40.5. What did Germany ever do to deserve... Wait, don't answer that. This is the Germany game, 9:30 a.m. It's ridiculous you send these two teams over there. Absolute nonsense. Do you want Germany to be NFL fans? I think oh my God, this is so stupid.
So bad.
Give me the Panthers plus 6.5 and give me the over. I could see like a 21-20 type situation.
That's pretty low. Panthers did look okay. Bryce Young looked okay. Yeah. 6.5 is a big spread.
Hubbard looks good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with you. I think this is gonna be Panthers plus 6.5, and 17 point. Man, that's tough. I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna go against you. I'm gonna go under.
Yeah, it very easily could be. Oh my God. New England Patriots at Chicago Bears. Bears laid an absolute goose egg last week. I don't know what the hell was going on there. Well, other than the fact that they're the Bears, but Patriots plus 6.5, over under 38.5.
So we got two rookies again, Drake May, Caleb Williams. He didn't show up for the Washington game. He didn't outplay Jaden Daniels on the Washington. I think he will here, though. You got to bounce back. He can't play much worse than last week. I'm gonna go Bears minus 6.5, and it's got to be over. I'm gonna cover that.
So, I think not only do the Patriots get the points, but the Patriots beat the Bears in Chicago. They are dysfunctional. They have a soft quarterback, a disgruntled wide receiver, and they're the Bears. What did you see?
I know you don't watch Patriots games, but did you see Drake May's last play when the clock expired to 0? He held the ball, I don't know, 10 seconds running around that pocket, dodging defenders. Oh, you got it right here. Dodging defenders, and just makes an absolute great throw right to Ramondre Stevenson.
Just running back and forth. And drops it.
That shows some promise for the Patriots' future. If they could just give him some weapons around him, the defense isn't bad. Oh, we'll see.
Oh God! And this will be under 6. This will be 17-10 Patriots. Buffalo Bills at Indianapolis Colts. Josh Allen versus Joe Flacco. That's kind of gives it a little bit of interest.
Yeah, a little bit.
But this is number 4.
That spread's
so that's
low.
Me.
I feel like that spread's low.
Yeah. Bills easy. I think over. I think Josh Allen will get some touchdowns and or Joe Flacco and Josh Allen each get touchdowns, but
Yeah, I think this is going to be a kind of a shootout. I like this. But definitely Bills. I think this is an easy one. Yeah, -3.5 over.
I'm glad you get to go first on this one. Minnesota Vikings at Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags +7 at home, over under 44.5.
Well, Trevor is banged up from last game. Who knows if he's even playing? Mac Jones might show up.
Oh.
So Trevor might play a quarter and say, I had enough. Vikings defense is really good. Go Vikings -7. Under.
With the exception of the Buffalo Bills game, the Jags have kept every single game within one score. Every single game. Give me the Jags +7. The Vikings obviously to win, but I could see the Vikings winning by 7.
You might see the coach of the Jags get fired after this game.
My boy Dougie P. And then I'm gonna say over. Oh yeah, we'll go over. It'll be 24-21.
Jags have been horrible. I don't know.
But every game is within 7. Every
Crazy.
single one. So that +7, if it was +6.5, I take Minnesota. So oh my God. Denver Broncos +7.5 at Kansas City. Over under 41.5. Give me Kansas. Oh no. Give me Broncos. Give me the under.
Yeah, it's Kansas City plays
One score.
every team. They play
Just
them
like
close.
Jacksonville.
And it's a divisional game. Broncos got good defense. Kansas City has good defense.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes, fourth quarter, he's going to do what it takes to win the game last second. He does it every game. Give me the Broncos +7.5. Kansas City wins.
And if he can't do it, trust the refs will help. So it's going to be just like Jackson, but unlike Jacksonville, Kansas City wins the close games. But
Yes.
they've all been close, except Buffalo destroyed them. Atlanta Falcons -3.5 at the New Orleans Saints. Over under 46.5.
Oh, wait, this is you or me? That's
You.
me. Okay. Well, Saints are just a disaster. He lost to a Carolina Panthers team last week. Your top receiver is out with a concussion. I thought he was dead on the field. It was terrible. It was scary. Helmet down. 2 guys come from both sides with their helmet to this Chris Olave.
Yeah.
Falcons -3.5. And I'm going to go over. And I'm going to go over on that Kansas City game as well.
The thing that scares me about this is why is the spread so low? The Saints just lost.
It's always the divisional game is different. Just like the Browns played the Ravens.
Yeah.
They beat them. It's weird.
But yeah, definitely Falcons, and I'll take the over. Ooh, game of the week potential here. 49ers at Bucks. 49ers -6.5. Over under 50.5. Lord.
That's a big spread.
49ers coming off of a bye. Kyle Shanahan's one of the top coaches. Bucks are playing tough even though they're banged up, but give me the 49ers -6.5. Definitely over. This is easy over.
Christian McCaffrey back. Debo.
Oh, that's a good point.
Debo back. Kittle's there.
Yep.
They're gonna
Ricky Pearsall.
They're gonna be lighting this freaking league up from here on out. So give me the Niners. I love Tampa Bay, but they just don't have their weapons. Niners -6.5 over.
I think Tampa keeps it close until maybe middle of the third, and 49ers are still start to pull away.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers, a surprisingly interesting game at Washington. Don't call me Redskins. The Steelers +2.5 with an over under 45.5.
2 teams at the top of their division.
Oh, that's weird.
It's very weird. Very weird. Steelers coming off a bye, but still, you got to give it to the Commanders the way they've been playing. I think Brian Robinson back. Give me the Commanders at home -2.5. I'm going over.
I haven't picked against the Commanders since they played the Bengals in week 3, and they've just been absolutely steamrolling, other than the Ravens game that they lost a tight one. But I think the Steelers are a better team. Commanders have better quarterback, but the Steelers just got Mike Williams.
Oh,
I think it's going to give them a little
Yeah.
bit of a boost. And I think this will be slightly over. Commanders put up points, but the Steelers will as well.
It's weird back then when they played the Bengals. We thought the Commanders, they weren't that good. Bengals are going to roll them, and come to find out they're actually a really good team.
Yeah. Tennessee Titans, this is another rough one. Plus 7.5 at the Chargers, over under 38.5. Give me the Titans plus 7.5. Just like the Jags, they play most teams close. They have a very good defense, even though the offense... I mean, Mason Rudolph's been starting because Levis is hurt, but Levis wasn't effective when he was in there. Maybe some time off, he could kind of see what's going on a little more. I still think the Chargers win, but 7.5's a lot. And give me the under.
Yeah, this is going to be like a hard nose, every yard counts kind of game.
14-17.
Neither one of these teams light it up with, long balls or anything like that. But yeah, you got to go Titans here, plus 7.5. Would you take under? I think I got to agree. I'm going under.
I could see if this spread was like 20, I'd still be probably taking the under. New York Jets at Arizona Cardinals. Two teams that I cannot figure out for the life of me.
Is Cardinals at the top of the division? I think they are.
They're close if they're not. I have the standings up over here. Standings.
I think they're numbered. They are.
Oh my God. What the hell is going on? They get blown out by someone one week, and then they beat the 49ers, and then they get blown out again, and then they beat the damn Bears 29-9.
Can't figure this team out. Kyler Murray didn't have a great game last week, but every one of the running backs
rushing touchdowns
were friggin' they were going
Trey
nuts.
McBride had a rushing touchdown.
Jeez.
Give me the... I don't know if this is me or not, but give me the Cardinals plus 1.5.
That's needed, though. Freaking need it. Gotta have it.
Cardinals need it, too. If they want to make some room. Oh, God. Give me the over. That is my least confident over of the week.
I gotta go Jets on here. They have to have it. I hope they figured it out. If they lose this game, all my hope is lost. Jets are done. It's a wrap. Aaron Rodgers retire, please. And I'm gonna agree with you. I'll go over.
Or just go to not the Jets.
He's freaking 40 plus.
No. I guarantee you put Aaron Rodgers. Let's
I got you one right there. Dolphins.
You put Aaron Rodgers on the Dolphins, he's going to look 25. It's the Jets. I'm telling you, they suck the life out of you. Sorry, Jet. Well, not really. I'm sorry to Jets fans. Like, truly, if you've been a Jets fan all these years, you are a loyal,
you're very loyal
human.
You guys are known for the butt fumble.
Yeah. Philadelphia Eagles at Dallas Cowboys. No A.J. Brown, no Rain Prescott.
I think AJ practiced. I think he's on his way back.
Okay.
CeeDee Lamb's dealing with a shoulder injury.
So, this will be you first. Eagles minus 7, over under 42.5.
I just want to say if everyone was healthy, I'm picking the Cowboys.
No, you wouldn't. You would not.
All right, I'm going with the Eagles. Eagles minus 7. Although, think about this. Cooper Rush 2 years ago was 5-1. Keep that in mind. I might be wrong.
And what was the one? Just saying. The Eagles look really good right now. Saquon Barkley had like 27 carries in the most ridiculous juke I've ever seen.
On the other hand, Trevor Lawrence didn't force that ball at the end. Might be talking a little different right now.
Yeah. Hey. That game, I would have rather had the Jags win so they could have a chance. I like the Jags.
Did you do over under on that?
Give me the over. Philly blows them out in Dallas.
I'll go over.
Another game of the week potential. What was the other one? Niners Bucks.
Yep. Sunday Night Football. Detroit Lions at Houston Texans. Texans getting Nico Collins back. Obviously, Stephon Diggs out for the season.
Yep.
Joe Mixon's balling out of his mind. But they got the best coach, Detroit Lions, in the league right now. They got the best running game. I got to go Lions. They're on a roll right now, minus 3.5. And this is going to be a shootout, I hope. Hope we're going over. So.
There was a thing on Twitter that they said, who would you... I forget what the account was, but... Say, who would you vote for as president out of these coaches, and it was Tomlin, Campbell, Andy Reid, and Kyle Shanahan. And a lot of people were saying Campbell, but I think whatever the presidential equivalent of going for it on 4th and 35 from your own end zone is what he'd do as president. So it'd be like, oh, we just sent you to Europe. How'd you start a war with Russia? You went there to deliver a speech. Like, what the hell? But anyways, Lions, easy. This is an easy pick for me. The Texans are overrated. They struggle. They shouldn't. Now
they struggle with easy teams, easy opponents that they should blow out. They do struggle.
Just lost to the damn Jets, but give me the over. Lions big. Miami Dolphins at Los Angeles Rams. Dolphins plus 1.5. Over under 50.5. Now you got to remember everyone's healthy now. Everyone on each offense.
I like the Rams. I picked the Rams to be the number 1 seed starting the season, but obviously the injuries derailed
Without
that.
injuries, that was a bold pick, but it might have been right.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, Matt Stafford's only got a couple of years left. He's got to do it now.
Yeah.
Miami Dolphins, they just I don't know what happened aside from I can't believe Tua made that offense. I think there's more issues than just Tua. Yeah, give me the Rams at home minus 1.5. I feel like that's low, and I will take the over.
Make that 2. I don't think the Dolphins are on their way out, and they're talking about firing Mike McDaniel. It's like, bro had Tyler Huntley and Skylar Thompson for like 6 weeks. You're talking about firing him? Get the hell out of here. But
last year he was praised as one of the best coaches.
Yeah, because he is. Makes Tua look good. All right, let's move on. Those were our picks. Let us know what you think down below. Oh, I had a spot set up for Dave. So, okay. My best, we're going to do our best and worst of week 9. And my best is specifically the Saquon Barkley hurdle that was actually just blows my mind. And I've watched it probably 30 times so far. So here's a funny part to it. Saquon Barkley says the NFL drug tested him after pulling off the backwards hurdle.
That has nothing to do with what?
Like, how did he do that? He must be on drugs.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
We're going to show it anyway. So, Saquon Barkley catches a swing out of the backfield. Spin.
Dirty.
And the jumping reverse. How does your mind click to do that? In what world does your brain say, yeah, I could kind of just... And there's a funnier angle where they show it from the front. Here we go. It just makes me laugh because of the way it looks with the guy he hurdles. Right here.
Unbelievable.
And you had Saquon Barkley, you had Tiki Barber in the booth and Devin McCourty, whichever McCourty brother was on the Patriots. You had them just mind blown. Like two guys who've seen everyone do everything in terms of the NFL. So, all right, your best of the week.
Even though they lost, Tampa Bay was my best of the week. With, 4 minutes left, they drive down. They're down 7 points. They drive down. Baker Mayfield throws a touchdown, a 1-yard touchdown to, I forget what it was, Ryan Miller? I don't know.
Ryan Miller.
Yeah, Ryan Miller. Just to stay in that game with Kansas City when they don't have their 2 best receivers. It just shows how good Baker Mayfield is.
Yep.
I mean, this is the 2-time Super Bowl champ we're talking about.
Who is? Baker Mayfield?
No, Kansas City. I'm saying he's going against a 2-time Super Bowl champ.
3.
In a row. Two in a row. That's
But look who he's thrown to. I mean, Cade Otton's solid. But look at the rest of the guys. Sterling Shepard's been around for a while, but he's not exactly
he's not that guy. Who else you got? I don't even know. I don't even know the other guys.
Bucky Irving, Rashad White,
the receivers.
Trey Palmer,
Chase. Oh, that's the
Raheem Jarrett. He's throwing to these guys who aren't really, nobody's scaring you, and they still kept it tight.
Yeah, they forced it into overtime, and People say that he should have went for the 2-point conversion after they scored that touchdown, but you still gave Kansas City 30 seconds to run down and kick a field goal. They started the 30, you only need to get 30 yards or something.
Yeah.
And it was a 4th and something, and Kansas City ended up punting and forcing overtime. So it literally came down to the coin flip in overtime. If Baker would have called heads, maybe they win that game.
Always.
Yeah.
Freaking, this is nonsense. How does the coin always flip for Kansas City?
Every time, like the Bills game. You remember that Bills game?
Sure
Every
do.
time Josh had the ball, Josh Allen, touchdown. Every time Patrick Mahomes had the ball, touchdown. It was back and forth game. It literally, Josh called tails. It was heads.
Dave Davis had like 250 yards and 4 touchdowns.
That dude drives me nuts because then the game after he'll have 1 catch for
5 yards. Yeah. All right, my worst of the week is the Chicago Bears. You show up to, reminder, Chicago, you have the second greatest quarterback of all time on your roster, the next coming of Jesus Christ himself, and you got to keep pace in this division. Vikings, Lions, Packers are all better than you, like head and shoulders better than you. You have to try and keep. I saw a thing where, did the front office do enough to support Caleb Williams in the offseason? Like, they traded for everybody. What do you mean?
Imagine if Justin Fields had this offense. You got all the freaking star players you need. You got all the talent you need.
Yep. And even your tight end, who you've had for a while, is solid. Cole Kmet. Solid player. But the Bears come up, they lay a goose egg in Arizona, and now they're really falling behind here. So they are 4-4, and the next closest to them is the Packers at 6-3. Now, who are they competing with a wild card spot? San Francisco, Los Angeles, Arizona, who they just lost to. So they're technically a full game back of Arizona. And then Philly, who's 2 games up on you. That's your competition for the wild card, and you go and just no show like that? Yeah, that's Chicago for you. All right, Dare's worse. This one makes me happy.
Yeah. Well, they definitely should have taken this game.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, this is disappointing. They're on a how many games losing streak right now? 1, 2, 3, 4 game losing streak. The last one they had was against the Giants. See, minus that.
The last win they had, and that was a tight game. They almost lost to the damn Giants.
They beat the Browns, they beat the Raiders, they beat the Giants.
That's their wins.
That's their wins, yeah. So at this point, Cooper Rush, let's hope he's Brock Purdy Jr. or
$60 million a year to beat like the bottom of the barrel of the league.
Oh my God. So at one point, Dak Prescott got a hand injury, and then come to find out his hamstring tore off the bone, is what I'm hearing.
Oh my God. He could be out for the season, is the last I heard. Or is he definitely?
I heard 4 weeks at least. And
if his hamstring tore off, he's done. They don't just tape that shit back on.
I think they either win out or they just call it a wrap.
Think about what they have to do for the hamstring. They got to cut you open and stretch it back down.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nuts.
That's definitely a big loss. No, he hasn't been playing well at all this year.
$60 million a year to be mid. Oh wait, this just in. I'm receiving word he's been mid his whole career. And is one of the richest flippers on the planet.
Hold on, he was involved in the conversation for MVP last year. Don't be so quick to forget about that.
Bayless really pushed that narrative. Unbelievable. Guy sucks. My voice is cracking. We got a few. So the trade deadline passed. We got a few quick ones. This one I feel like is a steal. So Tre'Davious White wasn't really playing that well for the Rams. And the Rams get White and a 7th round pick to try and help that defense out. And the Rams get they just swap 7ths? Oh, 1 year apart. That's pretty weird.
I like this move because they're trying to address their issue.
But the Ravens basically give up nothing. It's a 7th for a 7th, and then you get a free player.
Are we going to talk about? Weird. Yeah, we are going to talk about that.
Which one?
Jonathan Mingo, is that his first name? We'll get to it.
Mike Williams from the Jets to the Steelers. Guy who we thought when he left the Chargers was going to make a big impact. But he's only got 12 catches for 166 yards on the season.
The thing I don't get is he was a superstar at the Chargers. The only thing that was holding him back was his injuries, and he was completely healthy with the Jets, and they couldn't get him involved. We knew this was coming once Devontae came over to the Jets.
Yeah. This is the biggest one, I think. Marshawn Lattimore to the Washington Commanders. It's a 3-team trade with the Jets. So Commanders, Jets, and Saints. Marshawn Lattimore is a top, I want to say top 5, but without sitting and listing him, he's easily a top 10 corner. And for him to go to Washington, for Washington to go get him is wild. They're all in, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Why it bothers me.
What did Saints end up getting? I don't see this. What
yeah,
Saints
that's
got.
weird. I don't know why it shows just the Jets.
Saints just gave him away.
Yeah, that's pretty strange.
Got rid of his cap space, I guess.
They must have gotten picks from the Jets, because why else would the Jets be involved?
Right.
Khalil Herbert, Bengals are trying to do some of that. Here's the other big one.
Well, Herbert, the reason that they got him was because
Moss is down. Right?
Yeah, Moss is out for the season, so he's kind of they have the same playing style.
Yeah, but that is a big hole they're going to have to address. The Bengals have a lot of holes, but running back is one of them.
It is.
Zadarius Smith to the Lions. Now, there was talk about Max Crosby. There was talk about Zadarius Smith's ex-teammate, Myles Garrett. Now, okay. You give up a 5th and a 6th round and get Smith in a 7th round. But you're like, whoa, you got off pretty cheap, right? That's what I'm thinking. But
right.
If you're the Lions, the window for a Super Bowl closes very, very quickly. If the Raiders wanted a 1st-round pick, they're getting it for Max Crosby.
Oh, yeah.
If the Browns wanted 2 firsts, they're getting it. I'm pushing all my chips to the center of the damn table, and we're going all in this year. Zadarius Smith, very good. And they got him for cheap. But what are you playing for? Are you playing for next year? You're worried about those picks?
Right, yeah. You got to go now.
Yeah,
Now's your window.
It just kind of bothers me because they did good by getting him.
Yeah, especially with Aiden Hutchinson out 100%.
Right, but you have to replace Aiden Hutchinson. Zadarius Smith is very good, but he's like that next category down.
Right next tier.
Myles Garrett and Max Crosby are on the same level. So you should have. And if it was me and I'm greedy, if I'm the Lions, I would have tried to get Myles Garrett and Max Crosby.
Yeah, give it all.
If you mortgage your future and win the damn Super Bowl, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Who cares? That's what the Rams did when they won a couple years ago.
And look at them now; they're still doing good.
Oh. Cam Robinson's a big one to the Vikings. Literally, he's a large human. Just some offensive line talk there. They got him for pretty cheap. And the Jags, Cam Robinson went down with injury one game, and Walker Little, who filled in for him, didn't seem to miss a beat. So they're just like, yeah, we might as well. I think we talked about Deontay Johnson last week, didn't we?
No, I wasn't here last week.
Yeah. Was there anyone else you want to talk about?
Yeah, Jonathan Mingo to the Cowboys. So they gave up. Oh. What did they give up for him?
4th rounder.
So I think that the Chiefs gave up a 5th rounder for Devontae.
Jonathan, who the hell's Jonathan Mingo?
The last 3 games, he's had 1 catch for 1 reception. One reception for 1 yard. 1 catch for 1 reception. Saying the same thing.
What?
Yeah, he is not great.
A 4th round is steal.
That's
the Lions got Zadarius Smith for cheaper.
It's just it's funny how the Cowboys make no moves but these goofy ones.
Yeah.
What do you? I don't understand.
You gave a 5th and a 6th for Zadarius Smith, a top 20 defensive end in the NFL. Who the hell's Jonathan? I don't even know where he's from.
He's Carolina Panthers. I think he's like the 2nd or 3rd option.
Not anymore.
Wide receiver. Now you got Brandon Cooks out, so I guess you're trying to fill that role.
What hole does he fill?
Yeah, I don't know. They got Tolbert. Isn't that the other wide receiver for Cowboys?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, he's
Forget
decent.
his first name, but yeah.
So,
Oh, that is weird.
It's very weird. That's the move you guys make.
Was Cam Akers on the Rams to start this year, or was it last year?
I think it was. He's been bouncing around.
Yeah, did he move from Rams to Texans this year?
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
Weird, real weird. Jerome Baker to the Titans or to the Seahawks. Wait.
Ernest Johnson
Ernest
to
Jones
Seattle
for Jerome Baker and a fourth rounder.
Ernest Jones.
Okay, and that's pretty much it. All right, we already showed you that. So, DJ Moore, at one point during the game, he just kind of walks to the sideline. Let me maximize this. So DJ Moore, he'll be at the top of the screen over here when we want to be seeing him. I don't know if that sound's going to pick up. So Williams is scrambling up here. He just walks off the field, and Williams is still going. Shades of Jaden Daniels last week. Isn't that weird?
So there's a couple things going on here. Either he stepped out of bounds and knew he couldn't be the first one to touch it. He got injured, or he's just sick and tired of Caleb Williams in this team.
Like we all are. Look at him. He's like Jaden Daniels. Super weird.
But the thing is, if let's say he stepped out of bounds and, I can't touch the ball again. Wouldn't you watch the play, maybe come back, block, do something?
Yeah.
So I think it's more like, I'm done with this team. This is terrible.
That is hilarious. The hype around the Bears to start the season that y'all all fell for.
What was more the hype, the Bears or the Jets?
The Jets.
I think the Jets, yeah. It's close, though. It's close,
yeah. Because then the Bears, they're like, oh, look at this guy. He's like Patrick Mahomes and Jaden Daniels mixed together. Everyone's like, who's Jaden Daniels? Oh, I'm early. Very stupid. Well, yeah, I don't know.
It's not a good sign.
I think the excuse of him stepping out of bounds is going to be what they use to like explain it away. But the way like his body language and him just not even turning back and looking, pretty weird.
Yeah, it says a lot.
And just because you can't catch the ball doesn't mean that you can't block. You know?
Exactly.
All right. Here's my boy, Jason Kelce. So some guy was following behind him saying, calling his brother Taylor Swift's little homophobic slur, as it's, the one that starts with the F that we're live, so I probably won't say, but give it time. Jason Kelce gets pissed off, takes the guy's phone and smashes it on the ground. But it's weird. This was after the Penn State game. And if you're Jason Kelce, you played in Philly your whole life. You haven't heard worse?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a bad look for him. He's like on a panel. What is it? Sunday Night Football or something. He has to be more professional. And
he does Saturday college football stuff.
Yeah, this is not a good look. He definitely needs to control himself. Although I do respect it, but all you gotta do is just buy the dude a new phone, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, his brother kind of is, but
right.
I'm
it's hard to hear. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, don't tell me about it. Dak Prescott was caught on the sideline saying, "We effing suck. Cash or trash, the Cowboys effing suck."
Yeah, they definitely suck. 100%. And that's when you know the season's over, when he starts believing it, when you start telling people about it. It's definitely not a good look.
It is a good look, though, to watch them.
But like the Jets effing suck. And you don't see Aaron Rodgers being like, yeah, we suck. Like,
right.
He's still like, we got this. We're coming back. We're making a run.
Yeah.
So when you have your quarterback losing hope, it's definitely not a good look.
The cameras are always going to be on you, but hey, it's funny either way. The Cowboys, I don't think any team deserves like to be this bad and like overrated all the time, but their fan base certainly deserves them to be this bad.
You know what does suck?
Honest.
It all comes from the Jerry Jones. It all comes from the top. He made no moves over the offseason. He's like, oh, we win 12 games every year. We'll be fine. Well, now you didn't make any moves. We don't have any personnel. Now Mike McCarthy gets fired. You're stuck with Dak Prescott.
Did he get fired?
He's going. It's his last year of his contract.
After Philly bangs him?
Do you get fired? You just get let go at that point.
Oh, they just don't renew.
Yeah,
so you're not technically fired, but I mean, they do suck. They're terrible. So it's funny.
It's disappointing.
Michael Thomas goes on a rant about Derek Carr leading Chris Olave into that disastrous hit. And Michael Thomas decides to just kind of go on this rant about him, which kind of bothers me because Michael Thomas is famous for being Drew Brees' favorite receiver. That's it. Has he ever had to stand back in the pocket and avoid getting killed to deliver a pass? Of course not. Just running his mouth.
I mean, does he obviously think that Carr is doing that on purpose or something? That's really weird. But Michael Thomas, I think, holds the reception record for a season.
Uh-huh.
And then after that, he just went away. He had an injury, and we never really heard from him again. Yeah. Derek Carr wasn't feeding him like Drew Brees was. Now he's mad, and he wasn't playing. His word holds no weight to me. You don't know.
No, I didn't even know he was still on the team.
Is he really on the team? There's no way. I think he's just a free agent.
Why is he running his mouth?
Just talking.
Oh, ex-Saints wide receiver right here.
Yeah.
Mikey is speaking for people in the locker room that don't want Carr.
Did this guy say it?
At the quarterback position in the National Football League.
What's his name?
Keyshawn Johnson.
I'm not a fan.
Keyshawn reacts to his nephew? Is it like his real nephew, or is it like where Shannon Sharp calls?
There's no shot it's his real nephew. There's no way. I gotta look that up. There's no way. I'm not even gonna look that up.
No. I'm just Johnson,
gonna leave.
He's an idiot. All right. Quick baseball minute with me. So, you try and kind of explain this to you.
You skipped the whole section.
Where?
We got all the good catches. We got
because never did it.
Okay, I was just gonna touch on Garrett Wilson's catch, Devonta Smith's catch, both chin in, which is pretty wild. And then I was gonna talk about, we already talked about Drake May, but Bo Nix ran the Philly special, caught a touchdown in the end zone.
Actually?
Yeah.
Shit.
And there's a bunch of injuries this week that we talked about a couple of them. Let's see. Drake London got a hip pointer injury. AJ Brown, we talked about that. Olave, CeeDee Lamb,
Prescott.
Caleb Williams twisted his ankle. Mm-hmm. That's a big thing.
Well, was it because he was wearing high heels when he was walking from the game?
Yeah. Walking home in his high heels.
Those are tough. You can't run on the field in high heels.
Deion Coleman, he needs an MRI on his wrist. Darius Slayton got a concussion at some point in that game. And yeah, I think that's
Darius
about it.
Slay, you mean?
The guy for Tampa Bay. Is it Slayton?
Oh, Slayton, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the corner for Philly.
Oh. First name Darius?
Yeah.
Okay.
Darius Slay. Oh no. Puka Nacua ejected from the game in Seattle because he threw a punch at linebacker.
That's not smart. Yeah.
Will Reichard, kicker. Chris Olave, obviously we talked about. AJ Brown, Kayvon Wallace. Yeah. Wow.
A lot of injuries.
A lot of injuries this week. Okay, real quick.
Back to baseball.
So, let me try and explain this to you. In 2020, Garrett Cole signed a 9-year, $324 million contract. So he's worked out 4 years of it. So he has 5 left. Part of his deal was that he can opt out after 4 of a 9-year deal to go into free agency, which is I've never heard something like this. But the Yankees could void the opt-out by adding an extra year on the end of his contract. Okay. But Garrett Cole initially triggered the opt-out and then changed his mind and said he doesn't want to be a free agent. He doesn't want to risk it. He just wants to play for the Yankees, which is pretty cool. I was trying to explain that to you, Dare.
Is that what they did? They added a year?
No. He first decided he was going to opt out and then canceled it. He canceled the opt out altogether. He didn't want to risk going into free agency, which is pretty cool. So
Sorry, I was reading. Saints coach got fired. We didn't talk about that.
This is my boy right here, Harold Reynolds. He does a lot of the baseball stuff. That is my dude. Used to play too, but I know him mostly. He played before, our time, but that's my boy. But yeah, Garrett Cole staying with the Yankees. He'll have 5 more years on the contract, no opt-out. So I thought that was pretty cool, because during the World Series they were talking about how he's a Yankees fan since he was a little boy. That may have played a factor.
What do you think? What do you think is going to happen with Soto? I heard talks the Dodgers want him.
Dodgers, Mets, and then I heard Blue Jays today.
What do you think? I mean, he's not going to get as much praise and accolades, if that's the right word to use. You know what I mean? From the fans, from the general MLB standpoint, than to be a Yankee.
I think he will end up with the Mets, and it's going to be a weird atmosphere at Citi Field because there's going to be Yankees fans who are bored and go to Mets games to boo him.
Oh, boy. Well, the Mets might be good if they get him, right? I mean, they made it that far. They almost made the World Series one series away. So,
and their GM is a big spender. He's willing to the owner and the GM, they're willing to just blow money.
Yankees seem like they just need to run it back and hope Judge knows how to play in the playoffs. That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, they can't run that back. They need more base hitters. You can't trust the Judge will show up.
Or catch a ball.
Got to make it so that Judge hitting like Judge does. My voice is going. We might have to bail on cash or trash. Judge hitting like Judge does can't be like what you rely on. Yankees did it for years with A-Rod and Giambi. But those power hitters in the playoffs, they're just not that good.
Because they're playing the best of the best teams and best of the best pitchers. And
and they do this thing now, which I hate in postseason for baseball. The starting pitcher will pitch like 3 innings, and then they immediately go to the bullpen and just start match. It's very annoying.
Wild.
But all right. We'll kind of bang through this. My voice is going out, I'm hacking over here. All right, cash or trash. The Detroit Lions will be
I can read it down if you
why don't you?
All right, we'll go cash or trash. The Detroit Lions will be in Super Bowl 59.
I'm going to say this is trash. There are going to be 2 teams in Super Bowl 59.
Here we go again.
It is the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs.
I don't know how I'm going to say this is cash because at this point in the season, I don't know how you can go against the Lions. They're looking great against any team they play. I mean,
San Francisco hasn't had Christian McCaffrey yet.
That's a good point. What's the one team that Lions lost to? Oh,
Tampa.
I was just going to say, was it Tampa? Okay. They went to overtime.
It was an overtime.
All right. You're going to stick with that 49ers thing, huh? All right. The Commanders are Super Bowl contenders.
This is trash. The NFC Championship will be the 49ers over the Lions. The Commanders will not win the NFC East. They will fall off. They will still make the playoffs, but it will be as like a 6 or a 7 seed.
You sound like you're reading a note and you got a gun to the back of your head.
Yep. I think Philly, even though the quarterbacks, I think Jaden Daniels on the Eagles might be a little bit of an upgrade, but
the
Eagles have a better roster.
I'm going to say this is trash just because it seems like in history, somebody always has to be close in order to win the Super Bowl. It always has to be like they're in the mix every year, and then they finally get over that hump. Yeah. That's why I like the Lions to go to the Super Bowl, because they were there last year. But the Commanders are a newer team put together. They'll make the playoffs, maybe get a win. But
yeah, how does this
Super Bowl
sound?
Contenders.
Picture this for Commanders. They make it to the playoffs. They play at Atlanta the first week. They beat Atlanta.
Yep.
Then they go to play the Lions and lose.
Yeah.
Sound about right?
That sounds right.
All right.
So the Cowboys, cash or trash, the Cowboys season is over.
NFC East edition. This is cash. The Cowboys season was over before week 1. It was over after week 9. I think it's hilarious, and it makes me happy inside my pants. My pants are tighter for some reason whenever the Cowboys lose. Like, did I gain 40 pounds over the last 3.5 hours? What's happening?
I'm gonna say this is cash, unfortunately, and what actually, I'm gonna look at the bright side. What the bright side is, all these Cowboys fans always thinking that Cowboys have a chance to win the Super Bowl. Not this year. We'll accept it. Not we, but them. We'll accept that Cowboys season's over.
Next year will be the 30th anniversary for the last season that the Cowboys made the playoffs.
Wow, really?
It was the 1995 season. Made the Super Bowl. 95 season, 96 Super Bowl, which will be next year.
That's crazy, and they're still riding that wave.
Yeah, America's team. I got a guy I work with who literally calls them America's team, not ironically.
Unbelievable.
Gross.
All right, speaking of Cowboys, let's go Eagles. Cash or trash, Eagles win a playoff game.
Okay, so what I think is the Eagles will be the 2 seed. So that would mean they'd play the Packers.
And that's a tough one.
They would beat the Packers again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Think about that. Game was in Brazil. It was all weird.
You know what
Eagles
I'm going to say?
The Packers.
You know what I'm going to say about this? I'm going to say this is trash. And there's only one reason for that. That's the coach. I don't like his random go for it on 4th down calls, and it's just
can't stand it.
It doesn't make any sense when he does that.
Well, you see, it's the analytics.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. No, he didn't. Did you? I don't know. All right.
So here's how the playoffs work out, right? The Commanders beat the Falcons and go on to play the Lions. The 49ers beat the Vikings, and then they play the Eagles in the divisional round. They beat the Eagles to go on to Detroit to play the Lions, and then they beat the Lions to go to the Super Bowl. There you go. NFC is finished.
It's almost a repeat of last year, isn't it?
Yeah, it sucks.
Like, pretty close.
But I think the Commanders are the Houston Texans of 2024. They surprised everyone. They're solid.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Young quarterback. They got all the future in the world ahead of them. But once they play like that established team, they're going to get banged in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
And when I say banged, I don't mean like they'll get blown out like Houston did last year, but Detroit will handle them.
Yeah. All right, cash or trash, Bengals need to win tonight against the Ravens.
I think this is trash. You're saying in order to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah, they need this win.
Now, look at their schedule coming up. They play the Chargers, they need this win.
Yeah.
They need to win. I mean, how many of these games for the Bengals do you think they're the favorite in? All of them.
That schedule looks pretty good, huh?
I mean, Steelers will be tough, but it's in Cincinnati. They should beat the Cowboys, Titans, Browns, Broncos, and possibly Steelers again.
So I'm gonna say this is cash.
That they have to?
They have to win this game. The only wins they've had are against teams that don't have more than 2 wins. So if they were to beat the Ravens right here, it kind of shows people like we're here, we're making a run.
Yeah, they beat just scrubby teams.
Yeah,
Browns, Giants, Panthers,
and
Raiders.
Yeah, I think they need this. Yeah,
that would be a statement win to the locker room to say we got this. But I think the big one is next week.
Steelers. Them playing the Steelers twice that's
They should.
Maybe they'll split. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. All right. So Thursday night football tonight. Bengals at Ravens. The Bengals play better on the road. Maybe they'll be wearing those white helmets that are so sick. But speaking of sick, I got to get out of here and go to work for 10 hours. So everyone enjoy your day. Watch Eagles. Watch Bengals Ravens. Anything to go say before we sign out?
I was just going to say the last time they played together, it was a shootout 41-38.
Yep.
Ravens won that game. So I'm expecting.
In overtime, right? I believe it was overtime.
Yeah, I believe so.
Just double check.
Justin Tucker ended up kicking that field goal?
Yeah, final in overtime.
Yeah, so I expect another shootout.
Yeah, that was a hell of a game. All right, and that'll do it for us. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, all that stuff, and we will catch you guys later.
Yep.